Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are fine and doing your studies. Okay, yeah. We will, as we are on the chapter of function, we already studied about the types of function, about the parameter of function, return statement, and how function will declare. Okay, these all things we already done in the chapter function. Now we will on the topic scope and lifetime of a variable. As you all know, whenever we have to declare a function, we have to take a variable as a parameter. Fine. So it is mandatory that you have to declare any variable. So each variable should have a scope. Scope, what do you mean by the word scope? Scope means the portion of a program where the variable is recognized. If I am saying that in my classroom three students have the same name, fine, or you these students, forget about the same name, yeah, these students are only within my class, fine, these students are available for my class only, not outside the my class, fine, they are in my class, so they are available for me only, and it's my duty that I have to take care of them. So similarly here in a function, that scope of a variable, if we are define something inside a function, that will be available only within the function. Fine, that is a scope. If we are declaring variable outside the function, that would be available for inside and outside, both for both the things. Okay, so this is the scope where the variable is recognized. Parameters and variable defined inside a function is not visible from outside if they are defined inside. Now they have a, those are defined inside a function, they are local scope. Okay, so there are basically two type of scopes for a variable. First one is local, as the name suggested, that local scope means that is declared inside a function. Variable is used inside the function, so it is available for that function only. As you, if you remember, in the last class we did a program of add function. Okay, in that we declare a variable x, y and z. Three variables are there. X and y are the numbers, and z store the sum of x and y. Okay, there these three variables are only available inside the function. If you um, call them outside the function, then they will throw an error. Fine. Let's see the last example. Wait a minute. Yeah. If you remember this one, here you will say that print sum z. In the same statement, I write down after outside the function here. Now if you see, it will now throw an error. You see that name z is not defined, but when you use the same thing inside the function, it will not gives you an error. Wait, yeah, fine, it's like this. Okay, here we will mark hashtag comment. Yeah. Okay, now let's see F5. It's again saying that z. Okay, we didn't mark that z. Yeah, here we have to again mark its hash comment statement. Okay, now F5. Yeah, now see, it gives you the sum is equals to 7. Fine. Here you will see that the z is only available inside this function. If you call outside this function, like from this statement, it will gives you an error, and error will come, that means z is not defined. Why it's giving this error? Because z is available only inside the function, that's why gives you an error. And this is the local scope. Local scope means it can only available where it is declaring, not outside that. Okay, so let's see again the definition. Variable used inside the function, it cannot be accessed outside the function. In this scope, the lifetime of variable inside a function is as long as function executes. They are destroyed once we return from the function. Hence, a function does not remember the value of variable from previous call. Okay, so I hope it's clear to everyone what is a local scope. Now see, global scope. Global scope means that you can access it outside the function. If I mention the z here before, like I can write int z. Fine. Invalid. Okay, it will throw in an error. Yeah, I initialize. Sorry, I initialize it like z is equals to 0. Fine. Now it gives the same thing here. We will execute the second print statement here, and I will write here sum2. Anyone can guess what output it will give? See, in sum2 it's giving you sum2z is equals to 0. Why it's giving? Because it is taking the global scope. It is, if I am calling it outside the function with the same name, for this function z will do the addition of two numbers, and for this z in sum2z it will take the global variable. If I am calling outside, then it will take the value of global variable. Find this. So for this z we can say that this z is local for add function, and this z is global because we can call it outside the function also. Okay, so variable can be accessed outside the function in this scope. Lifetime of a variable is period throughout which variable exists in the memory. Okay, now see the example also. One more example. Def my function x equals to 10. This x is, because this x is local for this, so print inside the function, it will give you 10 value, and when you again declaring outside the function for this, it will give you 20 value. So don't get confused that if with the same name variables are declared 2 or 3 places, see the scope of the function and then get. Okay, so here we are seeing that the value of x is 20 initially. Fine, but when we use the function my function, the value get changed and it become 10. So it did not affect the value outside the function. Now can anyone answer why this happened? This is because the variable inside the function is different, local to the function from the one outside. Although they have the same names, they are two different variables with different scope. Okay, so variable outside of the function are visible from inside. They have a global scope. Now, so it's, I hope it's clear to everyone. Okay, I have to discuss one more thing. I want to show you the syllabus also. Now see your syllabus here. This is your syllabus. Okay, the first unit you have computer system and organization. In second unit you have Python, that is computational thinking and the programming. Then the society and law ethics. If you see this unit 2 have a maximum part that is of 45 marks. Okay, so 10 marks for the computer system and the organization, and 15 for social law and ethics. And these you can do with the, because it's basically this is totally theoretical part. This part is having some numerical portion also. Okay, 50-50%, you can say 50% is theoretical and 50% is a practical. So be focused, because if you want to choose the computer stream, both things are very much important. But I'm always saying Python will come in your class 12th also, so be focused on Python portion. If you are not good in your 11th class in Python, you are not able to do Python in 12th class. So be focused on Python part. Okay, yeah. Next, I want to show you one more thing. This yellow one, the highlighted one, is get deleted from your syllabus. So I highlight this portion, that don't study this portion. Okay, in computational unit we will see what we what has to get deleted, because of everything. Yeah, only sorting algorithm and recursion is in your syllabus. We will see it in the function part. Where is the function? Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, because it's deleted from the 12th syllabus, so we will not do the recursion part, only we will do the function part. Now let's see. So I hope everyone will get what is function. The second is recursion. We will not do the recursion part because it's not in your syllabus. Yeah, this one is also not in your syllabus. No, lambda will come in the 12th class. So you finish up with function. In today lecture we get finish up with the function. Now see one more example of function where you will your concept get clear, and from tomorrow we will start the next topic. Now let's see one more example of function. Here you are using to create a function, okay, and this function will greet all the person in the name of the tuple. Fine. If you see here, we are defining the function with the name greet, and second thing you will see here that the star and the names, because you want to greet multiple persons, so you don't want to give limitation over here. You don't know how many persons you want to greet. If you have limitation, you know how many variables will be declared here. You can declare x, y, z and so on. But if you don't know, then put an asterisk mark here if you don't know the limit of your parameters. Okay, so next you will come here, you will execute one loop that for name in names means for name, the this name in names, this is the parameter of your greet function. Okay, print hello name. Whenever name will come from the names, just print hello before that. If you see here in the greet, we mentioned it's a, if parenthesis would be there, then it's a tuple. If a square bracket, then what is that? And if curly braces, fine. Always remember the things what we call them. Again we will revise string, all the things, list, tuple. So this is a tuple. Fine. Now let's run the program. Yeah, here you will see wait a minute, I will. Okay, it's not moving upside. Oh, wait, I hope it's visible to you or not. Yeah, now it will be visible to you. Now you will see the output here. Hello Monica, hello Luke, hello Steve and hello John. Because you don't know the limitation of the parameters, so you put asterisk marks and you just add hello in front of all the names. Fine. So this is a one kind of function. I give you an example of functions. I hope everyone would be fine. So study your topic function, and if you have any query you can ask me. Okay, but study hard and have a good day.